I've been following the story of Kalina Collier when it broke, at least when it came to my attention, which probably was 2 weeks ago or a little more, I'm not sure. But there was a very sassy content creator who was leading the charge about this young lady's alleged kidnapping and being human trafficked in Jamaica. And I took a glance at it and I was like, okay, all right, another one of those, moving right along. Didn't even follow through with watching the video. Just kind of batted it off until it became obvious that there was something to this story. Now, I'm sure I came in on the tail end because by the time I got the full wind of what was going on, she was either close to being returned home or she had just left. However, as I watched all the different channels and listened to all the views, listened to our Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett, and to our Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade, I tried to form my opinion. Of course, there are positions that I hold that are very, very to the point, but I wanted to get the full picture. And I even weighed all the way through until today, it's so many days later, whether there was value in commenting. I'm in the travel business. I ensure that my clients who trust me for planning their holidays get exactly what they require and a little more, a tips of something special. And so as I listened and as I watched and I followed, I wasn't sure if there was even any value in adding a comment to my channel. But this morning, somehow it just clicked and I decided, yes, it should happen because it is very important that in this space, and being Jamaican, servicing a lot of travelers throughout North America and reaching across the globe, I needed to weigh in on this issue personally. Now, I'm going to start with a presentation that I rather enjoyed. I like this reporter. She's a very solid woman. Her reputation goes ahead of her. She's not only a reporter who is very starred, but she is the president of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce. I'm also a chamber member of the St. Anne Chamber of Commerce, being a business owner operator in the area. And so I understand the strength of her views. And so as a Kalina reporter, she did an excellent piece. And I just wanted to watch it because it speaks to several different things. But the most important thing I want you to pull from it is the fact that we do have some very strict requirements in Jamaica for personal safety and privacy. And yeah, there was something else that I wanted to say, and I'm not sure if I'm even going to say it, simply because I do not want to bring down the quality of my channel. But go ahead, watch now.
Getting ready to visit the room that Kalina Collier was staying in at the Ocean Coral Spring Hotel in Trelawney. So I'm making sure that I put on my PPE owing to the fact that she had COVID and she just checked out of the room. Collier said that there were 3 cameras in her room, so I'm going to check this out. She checked out of the hotel today, so I'm making sure that if there were cameras in her room, then I'll give you a view of that. Collier was staying in room 1123, one of 5 rooms at the hotel, which is used specifically to quarantine or isolate people who have tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. Now, she was staying in this room for 14 days. I want to give you a look what the room looks like really. She just checked out, so the room is not yet clean, but she said there were cameras in this room, so I'm checking to see if there are cameras. There's a flashing light right here, which is a motion sensor. I believe that Collier may have thought that this was a camera, but that's a motion sensor that is used. Once you're in the room, it cools the room. This is the bedroom that she was in. This is her balcony, which faces the swimming pool. So she was able to, from what I understand from the management of the hotel, Collier was able to leave the room, sit on the balcony, but she could not mingle with the rest of the guests in the hotel. She had to be quarantined, and it's a stipulation by the Jamaican government. In addition to the fact that no one can leave Jamaica and enter the United States without a negative COVID-19 test. Collier had a positive test, and so she could not leave the country. I want to see if there are any more motion sensors in this room. Okay, there's one here, which seemed to have been tampered with. Management of the hotel says that she used a number of things to try to cover it because she said that it was a camera. In addition to the motion sensors in this room are that's a fire alarm over there. That looks like it could be, what is that right here?
Smoke detector.
Smoke detector. So the room is equipped to accommodate visitors. Closet area, bathroom area, and another, oh, there goes another motion sensor, in the bathroom. So I believe that when Collier went online the first time, what she saw were these motion sensors. And I'm going to take you to another room that she was not in, so you can see that all the rooms at Ocean Coral Spring in Trelawney carries motion sensors. All the rooms here, every single room has motion sensors in the ceilings. And that's specifically to ensure that the air conditioner works with your body. If you're not in the room, then the sensor is not on, so they're able to conserve on electricity. Come with me to this room. This is another room, 1121, next door to where Collier was. This room is not occupied, but as soon as you get in, here is another motion sensor in this room, another one in this bathroom. Here's the other motion sensor. And if you look in this room, you'll see that this is a totally different room than the one that Collier was in. And this room also has 3 motion sensors. So there are no cameras in the rooms at Ocean Coral Spring. In fact, all the hotel rooms in Jamaica are inspected regularly by the Tourism Product Development Company. Their role really is to ensure that nothing like that happens in the country. So any hotel that would want to put cameras in the rooms, that hotel would immediately lose their license.
Now, if there's nothing I get to comment on, I must comment on the bit that speaks of the motion sensors that young Collier thought were cameras. And I find it hysterical. I pity her because now that I've discovered that she's 22 years old, and even though she has traveled out of the country as a stewardess with JetBlue Airlines, I am made to realize that the poor little thing was very uncultured because ignorance is bliss, but boy, when you open your mouth, you show how stupid you are. Because if you don't know a motion sensor, you can call it anything. And the truth is, with her limited experience in the technology available in modern hotels, how could she know what it was? And at the same time, why would she call it what she imagined it could be? Ignorance really is bliss, but when you're full and you open your mouth, you convince the world that you really, really are. So for me, it's a bit comedic, Markel, nothing no funny about it, but I find it just shows how limited her experience is. And I remember as a 22-year-old working in the hospitality industry. And this was back in the 90s. So I've been around the block a few times and I have seen evolution of the product and all of this and the standards, and one of the things that fascinates me even now is everything sensor related. You open the balcony door of recently refurbished or built hotels and the AC goes off. It is just a wonderful electricity conservation strategy. There's so many things there's these sensor lights. I remember the first time I went into the restroom at Grand Bahia Principe, the place was in darkness and I was like, oh, this is unacceptable. But as I ventured in, the lights came on and I was like, oh my God, if I wasn't brave enough to go into a dark bathroom, I would not know that there are motion sensors that allow my body temperature to cause the lights to go on. And when there is no reason for the lights to be on, they go off. Think about how much money is saved when these lights stay off, as nobody goes into the bathroom for minutes at a time. Yeah, so now that everybody has kind of jumped on the bandwagon and throwing virtual claps at her, I am now able to say, poor thing, oh God. With your limited exposure to life, you made a proper fool of yourself, and you blight your future. You messed up a career. You made yourself known worldwide for stupidity. And there's some things that when you put it out there, you just can't get it back. I really do pity this young lady. Now I know that Ocean Coral Spring would have attempted damage control, but from my humble position where I sit in the tourism area, I can just tell you that no news is good news, but fake news that lands your property on the international stage that causes the viewership to go through the roof, to have search engines buzzing with your name, to now be one of the most searched hotels in Jamaica. That can't be bad. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I have had my encounter with Ocean Coral Spring. I thought of visiting. As a matter of fact, all the way in July, there was a travel agent promotion, and for a reason that I discussed with them recently, I was not intending to take up. So, with all of this and watching videos and speaking with the sales team, etc., I did plan to take a look, go spend a few days, and add it to my portfolio of properties that we offer. Now, after all of this, I can't wait to go. I'm dying to go. I'm ready to go. I think this young lady's actions, even though it may have caused ill will on the front end, this is such a promotion. This hotel will be booked solid, sold out, can't find hands, because people want to go there. People want to go and see this property. People want to see all that this young lady was trying to describe. They, in a nutshell, I'm so happy for them. I'm so thrilled for them. I just hope the rates don't go up with their newfound fame, because believe you me, the marketing push that this story has brought to Ocean Coral Spring, please do not push up the rates. Please do not sell out the hotel before I come, because I am there. I must hasten to say, though, that the point where the information came out that death threats had started going to Ministry of Tourism official Delano Steve Wright really shifted my attention. And ladies and gentlemen, people do not understand the consequences of one's actions. And of course, in hindsight, this young lady must be having some serious 2020 vision, because can you imagine if this young man, who has functioned in a senior capacity in government, who has done a sterling job, whose name has been associated with the minister who's making stride and working very, very hard in maintaining our tourism product, can you imagine if he was harmed or worse? You know, it just baffles my mind. It really, really does. And so, there are just so many facets to it, and we could dissect this story all over the place. Our DPP, Paula Llewellyn, had to give our court's perspective on the matter. In essence, it has been a far-reaching and a wide-ranged response. And I really want to just close this video by saying, if this girl learns a life lesson, she will be better for it. I hope that stupidity has now gone through the window. I hope that she will turn not just a page or a corner, but she will turn our entire life into something positive. I hope that she doesn't break under the strain, because to be frank, at age 22 and being a worldwide sensation for trying to destroy the reputation of a country cannot be an easy thing to assimilate. So I hope she does not take it to heart in terms of her mental state, but I hope that this will be a learning experience for both mother and daughter, because I will not even spend time talking about the mother and the mother's responses and how people now have her in scant regard. But we hope that this will be a serious learning experience, and that they will move forward in a very positive way, and they will become beacons of change for the type of attitude that this generation has started to portray. And I hate saying this generation because it makes me sound so old, and I really don't want to distance myself from the youth. But goodness gracious, wisdom lies in the hearts of the elderly or the more advanced in life, and we need to guide our youngsters. They need us at different stages for different things, and we need to step up. Don't defend your youngsters when they're being stupid. I'm just trying so hard not to use that word, but there's just no other word for it. I hope the mother will also learn, because if she just continues to be bitter, then this whole process would have been a lost cause. But guys, this is how I see it today on the daily.